Hi guys, it's Halloween night 2021 and my Halloween art project for the year is done. I finished it before trick-or-treaters and put it in my window so that they could figure out who the killer is. So who is the killer? Let's look at our suspects. We have Seeds, the gardener, the baker, the pizza purse woman, the musician, or the fisherman. This all started because I bought several of these little skeletons from the Dollar Tree, and last year I made them into some little tooth fairies, and this year I still had some left, and I thought, let's make it into something else. Here I am making Seeds' hat. We named the gardener Seeds because his box says seeds on it. At one point when I was working, the cat jumped up on the table and grabbed Seeds, his whole little skeleton body, and just ran away with him. I had to chase her through the house to get him back. Seeds, the gardener, is the first skeleton that I put together for this scene, and he is my favorite. I needed a lightweight cake that the baker could hold so that it wouldn't bend her arm, so I made some out of Model Magic here and a cork that I cut in half. Painting the little seeds onto the strawberries ended up being extremely frustrating because I tried lots of different colors for the seeds, and white ended up looking the least terrible, so I stuck with that. There were lots of times I painted on some dots and I didn't like the color, so I painted over red again and then tried a different color, and so they ended up being white. I coated this in Mod Podge, so you can see that it actually dries really fast and it will dry to a clear coat. For most of the characters, I used kid-sized Barbie shoes, but for the fisherman, I made his shoes out of silkworm cocoons from the beauty aisle. They are supposed to be for like cleaning your nose, but I never used them that much, so I ended up using a couple of them to make some shoes. And I cut out a lot of the painting footage because I bought some of that dollar Target white acrylic paint, and that was a mistake. The Dollar Tree paint is actually really good, so I thought that in that little section you walk into at Target where they have discounted items, I thought this acrylic paint is probably pretty good too, but I was wrong. It has the right texture, but for some reason the coverage of this white paint is just terrible. It takes many, many coats in order to cover anything. You can see that the baker in the time lapse leans forward, and when I left her overnight, she was faced all the way down by the time I woke up in the morning, so I ended up gluing her hip joints so that she doesn't move anymore. And for the fisherman, I actually added a wire brace from his ankle up to his backbone so that he doesn't move around and he can stand. And these little pink silk flowers are the only thing that I purchased expressly for this project. All of the rest of this stuff I just had in my craft room, saving up for a time like this. I even had some teeth left over from last year's project. Please don't use this as a tutorial on how to pour resin, because this is not how you do it, but I was just very fortunate that it worked out. And then just like that, it was all put together and done. Have you figured out who the killer is yet? I know it might be difficult looking just at pictures and video. It's a little easier in person because you can see the small details of each character. There are some clues here and there. If you look, you may find the murder weapon. There is a tentacle monster, a bird, and a rat, but the killer is one of the human characters. If you look closely, you will see some clues. Each of our characters has a little heart glued into their chest, except for one. And the character who is the killer is holding the murder weapon. Ellie Mae is still trying to figure out who is the killer. Happy Halloween!